Everything good, everything good. We're at the courthouse. So today I'm here and these people just breached all my rights again. No matter what kind of common sense, no matter what kind of logic that they have, they are just always breaching my rights. So I come in here and I have the exact law written down, word for word for word for word, what I am and am not allowed to do in the court with my phone. Disrespect me, laugh at me, gang stalk me. 3 cops gang stalked me the whole time I was in there. The boot on my neck the whole time I was in there. Judge, tell him the law. He admits he knows what the law is, that I'm allowed to audio record my court session because I'm low cognitive. I can't remember things perfectly, and I need an accurate reflection for my news channel what went in there. I cannot take notes. I cannot take note for note of everything that's said in a court case. If you had to take note for note of everything that's said in a court case, the court case would be tens of years long. You would be there forever writing every note down. And they know people for a fair trial, they know people can't afford transcripts every time they need to remember something that happened in the court. And the judge told me he understood my right to audio record in the court, but the judge said, "Oh, your rights are not going to be respected in my court because this is not an important court date." Every date is an important court date, guys. Every date is an important court date to hold judges accountable, hold prosecutors accountable. The prosecutor lied to the judge in there. I've got no proof. I have to order transcripts now because the judge, the last time I came, told the prosecutor that it's not a fair trial for them not to give me disclosure. The judge told them that I do not have to fill out no form to ask the prosecutor to give me disclosure. The law states for a fair trial, the prosecutor has to give you disclosure on the first available opportunity, right? If it's a bigger disclosure, they can take longer. If it's a simple false allegation like they're running me through the system with here, it should be the first time you go to court, they give you your disclosure, they won't give it to me. They want me to sign away my right to hold my government accountable. They want me to sign away my right to the press. They want me to sign a non-disclosure agreement of all their lies in the courthouse. I am not signing away none of my rights. I will show up to trial without their disclosure because I have all the evidence on my phone already. And if they find me guilty, it'll be a matter of law, and I'll appeal it to a higher court, and I'll appeal it right to the Supreme Court. I will draw through their resources for them to respect the smallest rights of people. Your camera is not a threat to democracy. They're the threat to democracy. They're the ones that will come and enforce authoritarian rulers, and they will put the boot on your neck. The men in here with them costumes and them weapons are the same men that were in 1939 to 1945 Germany. They had to get a paycheck. They were already hated by the population for being police, jail guards, code enforcement, all of those guys. That's who the government uses after when they're coming for your right. Okay, take away one right, take away my right, but later they'll take away your right. The Courts of Justice Act, which defines what you can and can't do in the courthouse, states clearly that I can make an unobtrusive audio recording of a court hearing because I am a party to the court case. You see how that works? But no, when a judge in there says your rights are not going to be respected, you cannot record. So what am I supposed to do when I go to the prosecutor's office? What am I supposed to do when I go to the prosecutor's office and I need to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J? I'm supposed to write that all down and not lose it and then have to come back to the prosecutor later. That's not how freedom works. That's not how a fair trial works. A fair trial works by them giving you your disclosure on the first possible time, right? So I came to court. I smoked before I came to court, and they think I was going to go back to my car and just drive my car off, and they were going to get me with impaired driving. So I get to my car. Guess who's over there? One of these court officers are over by my car, 2, 3 streets away, pretending to talk to some guy, and then he comes to walk down the stairs of the guy's house, falls right flat on his face. I've got it on camera. Guys, I've got the wipeout right on camera. This is epic, guys. It's going to be an epic video. I'm starting with the wipeout. The cop falls on his face. And then I start telling him, why don't you just go collect the injury? I've got the video. Call me in, man. I'll come in. You can just take the taxpayers' monies from North Bay. North Bay do not care about their taxpayers and the money that they spend. Let me tell you that again. City of North Bay, the mayor of North Bay allegedly does not care about any of the money they spend on chasing cameramen around. They put an article in the newspaper in this city that no one is allowed to film in any public building. Nobody is allowed to interview any public staff, or the cops will come, drag you out of the property, give you a trespass charge. You want to speak to your mayor? You want to wait by the elevator to talk to him? With a camera, mostly, they're going to come, they're going to drag you away. Do you know who pays for the police's budget? The mayor pays for the police's budget, right? So you see how that works? You're not, you're going to get arrested every time. And you're going to be in a court like this where a prosecutor doesn't want a camera and a judge doesn't want a camera. And they know that you're coming from the city hall next and you're coming to the court to make sure the courts are running smoothly. These courts, 50%, more than 50% of the criminal charges laid by cops where I live, more than 50% of the charges, there's 15 million people where I live. 15 million people, more than 50% of the charges that are laid against criminals don't even make it to trial. Why would you not be a criminal if it's a coin flip that you're even going to get to trial? Now you got these bonehead prosecutors that don't know anything. My fan, what's up? Loose Screw News, guys. My fans who don't even, yeah, like these prosecutors are just cut rate bullcrap lawyers that couldn't even make it. That couldn't even make it in life. That's what these lawyers are. Hi. So yeah, it's bullcrap that these people are out here abusing the system, taking your tax dollars. They do not care about your tax dollars in life. That guy just honked at me. There's a whole open road here. Like, what if I was opening my car door right there? Would he have honked at me? But no, he's a bootlicking person who loves these cops. He was probably a cop himself. I'm surprised these cops haven't come out here and arrested me for blocking traffic. I'm not blocking traffic. Oh, there's not even traffic on this street. They wouldn't give me my disclosure, guys. The Crown Attorney lied to the judge. The judge, when I came here last time, told the Crown Attorney that I did not have to file any motions for a disclosure. That's not how a fair trial works. And this Crown Attorney goes right to the judge and says, no, no, the judge in the last case said he had to file a motion to get me to give him disclosure. That's not how disclosure works. You can file a motion for more disclosure. You can get all of the stuff from the cop shop, all the stuff the cops sent to the prosecutor, and all those things if the prosecutor is hiding things. And I encourage you, if you ever get charged with a criminal charge, that you file a Form 1 application to force a judge to give all of disclosure, all of the radio communications between police, all the witnesses' statements, all the police notes, all their in-car communication, all their dash cam, everything. You need every single piece of evidence that the police have, because they're not going to give any evidence to you that you're not guilty. They're hiding that, man. You've seen all the wrongful convictions in this country. People spending so many years in jail because of a butthurt prosecutor, butthurt police, and then a judge that is just going to throw it down the swamp. Give me a second, guys. This car's coming by. What's going on, man? Four people. All right, man. I have four legends. Four legends. Thank you, man. Four champions, man. I'm just getting some B-roll footage and stuff. But guys, like, they literally, three cops. I just had an interview with a guy. Three cops gang stalked me in there the whole time. Literally, I'm just writing motions and writing subpoenas and doing court stuff, and they literally just gang stalked me I come out of an office and I open the door. The cop walks into the door and he's trying to get me for assault, but sees that the guy who's interviewing me is actually taking a picture and making sure that they're not fucking falsely accusing me. So literally, the cop walked right into the door. I got an interview with the guy. I'm going to put it in this long form video after. But these cops, see, they'll come for you 3 or 4 times, get you in there with no bail, and make you plead guilty on but hurt feelings. The police where I come from, there's 15 million people. 50% of the criminals don't even make it to court. 50% of the charges that the cops lay in Ontario, Canada, 15 million people, half of those charges don't make it to court. They blame the court. Then the courts blame someone else. All right. The cops blame the prosecutor. Prosecutor blames the judge. Judge just walks away like nothing's happening. And nobody's ever held accountable for those numbers. So why wouldn't you want to be a criminal here, guys? Guys, 50% don't even make it to court. Then you get in there and you have some dumbass prosecutor and you just beat them just like that, like I did last time. I took 3 prosecutors off my case for conflict of interest, guys. Guys, I was here. This is my first appearance, right? I was here on my first appearance. The cop drags me to the corner here and throws me out because I told him I didn't like him. I called him a COCK sucker because he took my phone and wouldn't let me in there. So I said, "You're a COCK sucker." And he grabbed me by my back, pushed me all the way to the corner there, and told me, "You can go look on my shorts. It has a couple 100,000 views." It said, he told me, he said, "I'm getting you a bench warrant for not showing up for court." He literally says it right on camera. "I'm getting you a bench warrant." I'm like, "Officer, I'm here right now. You cannot restrict my voice. You cannot kick me out of a building for me calmly telling you that you're a cocksucker for taking my phone. You can't do that. You can't breach my rights like that. I can give you the finger. I can redress my government. I don't have to like you. You don't have to like me. I can hurt your feelings. You're allowed to hurt mine. These are not criminal things. It's not a reason to waste the resources of the people." So no cops are coming, bro. But yeah, guys, I smoked before I went to court, so I have to kill some time because they had a cop waiting around the corner where my car is. I know I told you this already if you've been here for a while. They had a cop waiting around the corner pretending to talk to somebody, a court officer. Court officers don't go to people's front door and talk to them. There's no reason for it. They're special constables. They're at the court or they're at events, right? So this special constable's over there pretending to talk to some homeowner. And once he sees that I'm not leaving, he goes to leave. Whap, right on his, he falls right on his back, boom, right down the stairs, man. I'm like, yeah, I got it on camera. And then I started trolling him. I'm like, "Hey, man, if you need me to come to your injury hearing, you can take off all the money in the world from these North Bay people, man. They love him. They don't care about the people's resources." I'm like, "I got it on video, man." He's like, "I'm not injured." I'm like, "Shush." I'm like, "The injury will come later." I'm like, "Man, you know how it is. You fall now, you're hurt later." You know what I mean? I'm like, "Don't say that on camera, man. Come and get the resources of these people in North Bay." People in North Bay don't care about their resources. They are so far behind in resources right now. They denied me for a stove. I'm a poor person, or no, they denied me for a dresser. I'm a poor person and I needed a dresser because I just moved and bought my own house and I don't have a dresser. So there's an emergency fund for that as per legislation. They denied me that dresser. And now I know why, because I read a thing in the newspaper. They're so far behind on their on the money. The mayor and everybody is just so neglectful here. The mayor in this city, North Bay, Ontario, spent $16,000 on his corporate credit card. He bought dog food. He bought Demorier cigarettes. He paid for golf memberships. He didn't pay for golf memberships here. He paid for golf memberships in another city with these people's money, and they don't care. They're not at the city hall protesting. Some guy from another city is there with the camera, ready to ask him the questions, and the cops drag me out of city hall. They handcuffed me, dragged me to the sidewalk, kicked me in my chest. There's an internal affairs investigation. I've got the email. I'm going to add it to this long form video. You'll see they are investigating the cop. They're going to send somebody to me to investigate, but they won't investigate properly. Only 1% of cops are ever found guilty of anything they do. 1% of cops. So that means 99% of the public is lying. You're lying, you're lying, you're lying. You would have to you would have to get abused 100 times by police to actually find one of them accountable. Now you telling me who's lying? Is it them that are lying? And everybody says the system's broken, guys. Everybody says the system's broken. The system is not broken. The system is working exactly the way it needs to work. It's working for them, the rich. I was in there today, guys. There is not one rich person in there that isn't part of the system. It's a bunch of poor people thrown in that economic warehouse. That's a warehouse. It's an economic powerhouse in any community. A court. You sit outside this court and you count how much money they're paying every judge, every cop, every secretary, every lawyer. I didn't see one person with a lawyer in there. All I seen was everybody going for the free lawyer from the citizens. They're not going after the rich people, my friends. They, they're protecting the rich people. The rich people pay for the politicians to get into office, and then once the mayor is in office, the mayor makes up the budget for the cops. The mayor makes up the budget for the cops and all of these people. So do you think they're not going to protect if a mayor is a criminal? You don't think they're not going to protect him all the way to the end? This mayor in this city is under police investigation. The mayor in this city is under police investigation for the credit card spending, $16,000 in dog food, hockey tickets, uh, cigarettes, and everything. If you did that to your boss's credit card, where do you think you would be right now? They're trying to change the law to make it acceptable for what he did. Imagine if we did this. There's a law for them and a law for thee, right? There's a law for them, then there's a law for thee. That's and it's bull crap, guys. I got to use the washroom. Sorry, man. I'm going to be here for a while until they come and harass me. But I got to go. I'll talk to you later.